It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Geddes Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to The Local Show. It's the 2022 pre-Christmas edition. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. On The Local Show, we have conversations about local business with business owners, CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, civic organizations, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. We talk about how they got into business, why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. You're going to hear all about their successes, their challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We are broadcasting from the Zoe Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. And you can also see us on the YouTube channel. And, you know, Steve, there's a special moniker or URL, and I wrote it down here somewhere. Yeah, it's at Zoe. So if you do if you just went into your browser and you type in the @ symbol, Zoe Advertising 3809. It'll take you right to...
Really?
Yeah.
Tom,
yeah.
you're
That's what it
look
is.
at you. Yeah. I just tell people, go to YouTube, put in Zoe Advertising.
Yeah, you'd have to search it. Yeah,
and you'll find it, and then
Right.
go to the channel. But we've had several people like and subscribe, and we had a winner last week on the coffee cup.
They won a mug?
They won a mug. Yes, they did. And so do that. We are getting more subscribers, and lots of people are watching online. It's kind of fun to share too. If there's a segment, because we put up all the separate segments. If there's a segment there that someone says, I really like this, then they go and they share it in their different platforms or with their friends. You know, Mark Roberts from Staff Leasing last week, he seemed to be really popular.
Yeah.
People were commenting and like, oh, look, and it's fun. So
sure.
You don't have to, watch the whole show if you don't want to, because each segment is up separately and the whole show. So it's both there.
You can go either way. That's nice. There's something I'm going to have to talk to you about in one of the other segments, and it's an interesting topic, but I'm going to save it for maybe segment
that was
two.
a setup. Wow. Stay tuned. You got my curiosity here, Tom.
Yeah, I have great insight on a lot of nothing. So, look, people, we have a great show for you. As a matter of fact, Michelle Riccardi is going to come up first. She's the president of Industrial Color Labs. And then Megan Query is a nurse recruiter for the Syracuse VA Medical Center. We'll talk with her. Neil Carr will talk everything HVAC. He's from Prime Heating and Air. Sheila Ostrom, owner of Senior Home Care and Alzheimer's Solutions, will stop by. Attorney John Murphy, the owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. And then we'll talk hot dogs with Pat Winslow, general manager of Hydes of Liverpool. And Linda Ryan is the director of business development at the Syracuse Regional Airport Authority, otherwise known as your Hancock International.
The airport, yeah.
The airport. And we'll talk with her as well. Right now, we say good morning, hearty, healthy one to Michelle Riccardi. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me today.
Well, thank you for being here. Michelle, what's your background? How did you get into the business of owning Industrial Color Labs?
She was born into it. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Steve's right. I was born into it.
That's nice.
Yeah, my dad started the company in 1966 in my grandmother's basement, and we've grown from there.
Oh, wow.
And, I'm the lucky one to still keep it going.
I don't think I asked you last time. Are you a shutterbug yourself, or are you into photography?
I would say a little bit. My husband's more into it than I am.
Okay.
But, I always kind of tell people it's kind of funny. If my dad owned a bakery, I'd probably be running his bakery. So,
see.
I just enjoy the family aspect of
Okay.
keeping my dad's company going.
Yeah.
And I've built a lot of relationships with people over the years. My customers are very loyal, and I really enjoy the relationships I've built with all my customers over the years.
Yeah.
So.
And Tom, back in the day, Tom,
Yes.
all the professionals used Industrial Color Labs.
Yeah, yeah.
There was no other option because there were other options. There were camera stores and there were drug stores, but they didn't have that professional level, and you couldn't have that professional conversation anywhere. And it was fun because they would hang out. You go in and you see all the guys. Most of them were guys, right? and hanging out and we talking and things. But that's the place. That was the place to go because their standards were higher than everyone else's.
And just to clarify for people who are listening and maybe a little younger and stuff too, it was the place to go for what? For
really to have to produce photos. Okay,
to get it
to process film. To have
a
very good point. Professional processing. So E6 or C41, and if nobody knows what that is, that's okay. Those were the kinds. Those are the processes that Michelle knows. And but they did such a great job. That they had all the business. The pros didn't go anywhere else.
Right. That was where you went.
There were standards, and it was well done. I think maybe that's what your dad saw. There needed to be a head and shoulders above the rest quality. Is that fair?
Absolutely. He always used to say, and that was his logo from the very beginning, when quality is your first concern, come to Industrial Color Labs.
Nice. And was your father a photographer? Is that what motivated him?
He was a photographer in the U.S. Navy.
Oh, okay. Got it. All right. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't think I knew that either.
Yeah, he was in the U.S. Navy, and they wanted him to stay, and he said, no, I'm going to start a family and start a business, and that's when he started Industrial Color Labs.
Wow.
Amazing.
In your grandma's basement?
Yes.
Did she know? Did he just show up, start processing stuff?
Well, they couldn't do, I think, certain processing on Thursdays or something because that was laundry day. So they had to,
all the hot water's gone.
Yeah, so they had to work around Grandma's schedule, but it worked out pretty good. And then a year later, they moved to our basement in our old house in Baldwinsville, New York. And then 2 years later, he started our first location, which was on Old Collimer Road in East Syracuse, right in the Carrier Circle area.
I remember it.
Because Carrier was one of our very first huge clients. And pretty much the reason why we're still in business today is because of all their business back in the 60s and 70s.
And that's something. So let's bring things up to current, Michelle. What is hot now? Like what has Industrial Color Labs developed into?
We mainly do a lot with video memories. Any kind of video tapes from the old VHS to VHS-C, 8mm, mini DV, mini DVDs, pretty much the whole progression. Now everyone wants digital files.
Right. So that box of, I don't have the camera that shot that anymore. It's this size. So they went through all these different sizes. They don't have to put that, and I hear the commercials, Tom, put it in a box and mail it to someone. I'm like, why would you want to do that?
Well, yeah, because so many things could happen in the transport, and some of that stuff is delicate. You don't want to be messing around with tape, magnetics.
Especially if they have to go by the bridge at the parkway.
Yeah, that's true.
So what do you do with it? The people bring it in, and then what?
We put it on digital. So like hard drives, some drives. Some people still want DVDs, so we can still do DVDs.
Yeah, does that take a long time?
We're pretty busy right now for the holidays, which is good because memories make a great gift. Any kind of video or photo memories.
Right.
You got this great photo on your phone. Well, come in and make an 8x10 of it and surprise somebody.
Sure.
Get it framed. We also do Christmas cards. It's always nice to actually get something in the mail. Instead of a text
and you can do it all local. You can talk. Now, will you enhance that too? Like if somebody has like an old grainy VHS, would you enhance it all or no?
Not really? Pretty much what you have is
what
if
the photo was in someone's wallet and looks awful?
Photos we can definitely enhance.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we can restore photos.
So I can take my phone, take a picture of myself, print it as 8x10 and give it to Tom?
If that's what you think he'd want for Christmas, absolutely.
And you could probably put it on different materials, right? Like your canvases and things like that.
Yep, we print on rag paper, so if you have artwork, that's a great way to reproduce artwork.
Right.
And canvas prints.
Tom, great moments bring us together.
That's right.
Who doesn't remember that?
That's nice.
Industrial Color Labs, right, Tom?
Very good. All right, well, that's Michelle Riccardi right there, still going strong as president of Industrial Color Labs. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll send people your way, okay?
Sounds great. Thanks, guys.
Great. Coming up next, Steve, we're going to talk with Megan Query. She's a nurse recruiter for the Syracuse VA Medical Center. I hope everybody will stick around right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We are back again, ladies and gentlemen, in full holiday mode right here on The Local Show. Thank you for joining us and spending that quality time with us. Steve, you're all set to go for the holidays, I'm sure. Steve likes shopping so much that a lot of times he'll just, take people's budget and go out and shop for them, right? Isn't that part of your thing?
So a few years back, we were driving by the mall.
Yes.
Not going to name it because I don't want to put anybody
fast,
down.
Right? You were going by fast.
Yeah, that mall that's right here that's really huge, right? And one of my kids said, my dad hates that place. I thought that was where I just
funny.
don't. As a teenager,
You're not a shopper.
No, as a teenager, going to the mall was like Penn Can Mall.
Yeah,
they built it right up in their sister. It was, oh my gosh, meets at the clock, hang out at the arcade. It was magical. I am not feeling magic anymore,
right?
And I just it's not my thing. Tom.
It's kind of a pain. Well, I think that it was a few years ago. My oldest daughter, and wife had gone out Christmas shopping at Destiny, and they had that shooting. And they were ushering them out, and I remember them texting me, and I thought, after that, I just got soured to the whole thing, It's like,
that's everywhere, and I don't blame them for that, right? I just don't like it's just overwhelming to me. But it is, even like my mom's like, is it okay to go, I was thinking of going to the mall because of those kinds of things.
Right, it's gotten wackier,
everywhere, right?
Right.
And it's a sad.
And you're shoulder to shoulder, and people are, pushing.
I think there's more room than there used to be at the mall. I think when you go,
well, now there is.
Yeah.
People are buying Amazon, and all their parcels are hitting the bridge down in Liverpool when it goes through. I saw last week. Did I tell you I saw another one hit the bridge?
God!
They hit the other bridge, the one closer to the mall.
Oh, jeez!
I was going up Park Street, and the truck was peeled back like a sardine can, and.
I wonder if it's just that people aren't getting trained properly. Because
they just, those drivers are not from here.
Yeah.
The people, they come in, they follow their GPS.
Sure.
They're just not from here.
Right.
So they see a rogue, and it is their fault. But I get it.
Somebody who is from here is Geddes Federal Savings and Loan.
They are.
They are a local company, and
great transition.
Yeah,
Tom. That was magical. Yeah.
Well, it was a great transition, but now you've made everybody aware that it's a transition. So now it's not a transition.
Okay,
anymore.
that was a transition. So funny you should mention that, Tom.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yes. That's right. That's better. Now you got 20 seconds to tell me about it.
Not a problem. Been hanging out with our friends at Geddes here the last few weeks. People are doing CDs and money markets because the stock market is lame, and they don't want to lose their investment, especially people our age, Tom.
Right.
So they're giving great returns on those things, and you can lock it in for a year or 2 years, and they even have in one of them they have a bump up. So if the rates go up, you can move it once, and the terms and conditions apply. But it's amazing, and they're here, and they're absolutely here.
Yeah.
And they're amazing. So if you want to do that, it's Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. Hey, if you're looking at a house. My gosh.
Yeah.
Or fix up the house.
Or
get the money at Geddes.
Home equity.
Absolutely. Geddes Federal Savings and Loan.com, Tom.
There you go. Megan Query is back. She's a nurse recruiter for the Syracuse VA Medical Center. How are you, Megan?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm hanging right in there. I mean, I'd probably do better if you were my nurse. If I could have a live-in nurse.
Yeah. So just to be clear, Tom's a hypochondriac. Did you know that?
Well,
I learned that.
Okay. That's what that was referring to.
It's not. I'm not a hypochondriacs think they're sick. I know I am. So it's. I know I have issues.
Okay.
I would like to have a live-in nurse and not drive my wife nuts.
Those things would probably still exist.
So, what is your background, Megan? How long have you been a nurse, and what did you do before that?
And how many children do you have? Go ahead.
So I've been a nurse for 8 years. Before that, I did some private duty, like aid work, and then that's kind of what got me into nursing. So, and my entire RN career has been at the VA in Syracuse.
Okay. And do you have is that a 4-year degree to be an RN, or
so it's a 2-year degree to be an RN.
Okay.
I've continued my education, so I have higher level of education. But the requirements for the VA is a 2-year 2-year degree in a state license.
So how many of your 17 children did you have when you were getting your degree?
Well, yeah. So you're a mom, I guess, is the point.
Yes, I have 8 children.
8?
So, yes.
Wait, there was a show back in the 80s where 8 is enough, isn't it?
8 is enough.
For me, 3 was enough.
But yeah, so nope, I went through nursing school with 4 of my children and then have pursued, my additional degrees, and I have a kid and I get another degree. So it goes hand in hand. So.
Wow. So why the passion to be connected to the VA? Because as a nurse, you have so many options.
You do. So I am going to steal a line from our nurse executive, and she says it the best, and it is, we serve America's heroes. And that is something that you can't do in the capacity that we can do it at the VA.
Yeah. So how many beds are up at the VA? Is it a smaller hospital?
So it is a smaller hospital. So we have less than 100 beds. We also have a long-term care unit that's not factored into that number. So it's like a nursing home within our hospital.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay. And who can go to the hospital?
So only veterans. So there's different criteria and eligibility and, measurements that they have to meet to be able to get care, but we only serve veterans.
Okay. And why, again, so many options. I mean, I saw a bus go by a couple days ago and had one of the hospitals on the side.
Yep.
I was in Auburn last week, Tom. Saw a bus go by with we're hiring.
Yep.
That seems kind of like white noise, maybe to a nurse. So how would a potential candidate to work with the VA look at that differently? Because there's so many choices.
So there is. So we have competitive pay. Some good things coming in the next year as well along those lines. The benefit package is amazing, but that culture is really what we really try to hone in on. Like, you can't give back the way that you can give back anywhere else other than the VA. Yeah. So, if that's your, life's mission to, you're a nurse for a reason, but come do it with a purpose at the VA.
What do the patients say?
Our patients love the Syracuse VA. So I'm out at events and in the public, and that's the one thing I get as soon as they see the VA logo, the jacket, or the lanyard. They're like, "Oh my God, Syracuse VA! That's the best VA that there is," and I can't rate it high enough. So we're ranked very highly amongst our veteran population. So
do you get a lot of veterans that may have been in the military who were doctors or nurses and then come out and want to be a nurse at the VA?
Yeah, so about 30% of our total workforce is veterans.
Wow.
So
okay.
That's, spread over many services, but we do have many of our nursing population and physician population that are veterans.
So do you recruit directly from the military? Like, can you?
So we do. We have a few programs that we work with medics, like at Fort Drum and stuff, where they actually come in and do like some rotations with us. And actually in the spring, we're going to be launching that program. So there'll be support staff, so they get a real taste of what the Syracuse VA is like.
So someone was a medic in the military, and then the training to become a nurse.
Yep. Some of them are already corpsmen in the in the military and stuff, so they may already have that licensure or be working towards it. So we have different programs and stuff within the VA that we can support that. So
I would think that would be a great benefit.
Yep.
People who understand military service and then coming out and taking care of people who may have been wounded.
Yeah. Right. Other jobs?
Yeah, we have lots of other jobs. We have housekeeping positions. We have pharmacy tech positions. We have a pretty wide variety. Our website, usajobs.gov, is a great resource for any of our open positions. So,
okay.
And if people wanted to talk to you personally,
they can give me a call.
Is that the 425-4400 number?
Yes.
So write that down, 425-4400. If you want to have a conversation at the VA.
That's nice. And you must be patient with people because you got 8 kids, so you know how
Yep.
you know how to be patient.
Patience is a virtue.
That's Megan Query right there. She's a nurse recruiter for the Syracuse VA Medical Center. Give her a call, and you have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Coming up next, we're talking with Neil Carr. He's the Vice President of Prime Heating and Air right here on the local show on 570 WSYR and 106.9 FM.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back at it again. You found the golden nugget of your holidays right here on 570 WSYR 106.9 FM. And of course, YouTube. Are you giving away a mug again, Steve, or something else?
We are. No, it's a mug. We're going to give away your truck because you have a nice truck.
Yeah,
Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Okay.
You could. I don't know what I'm going to do. They tell me that everything's going electric, and I don't even know anymore.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna drive my Ford Explorer into the ground.
Well, you might not be able to get gas.
Some would say it's right.
Cut your gas off. It's really
so back to YouTube. So Zoe Advertising on YouTube, The Local Show. We're every week we're adding subscribers, Tom, and people are hitting the notification button and. Do that, and we're giving away coffee cups, the Local Show cups.
Right.
Which and Neil, hand me that cup. So if you're online, you can see it. This is the one that I broke. You can see it online.
Sure.
Had a little accident. We're getting not that one.
Yes.
We'll get you a better one that actually is not broken.
At Zoe Advertising 3809. At Zoe Advertising 3809.
Yeah, that's what Tom said. That's right. That is right. So Tom, one other thing I want to mention. This time of year over at Smith's Restaurant Supply. Oh my gosh, they got good stuff. I've got to go over there because I'm a kitchen guy. I'm a kitchen gadget guy. You don't cook much, do you?
I cook all the time.
Do you like it?
I'm the main guy.
Okay, and I'm the main guy. How did I not know you're the main guy?
So you go home.
So you cook dinner every night?
Every night. Every night.
Well, what do you cook? I didn't know this.
Everything. It could be a roaster chicken to salmon fillets to tilapia.
You've been holding out on me. You can keep the tilapia.
The other day I made pasta fajoule. I had a big.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
Pasta fajoule is beans, and I do it with turkey, and it's like a big soup.
You've been holding. Oh, okay. Now I know. You've been holding out on me, Tom.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I thought you knew I cooked.
No, I did. I know you ate food, and I didn't know you were like because I am the primary.
I'm the primary cook. Yes.
Same here. So it was talking to the folks over at Smith's.
Yeah.
Coffee, gourmet coffee makes a great Christmas gift.
Right.
And 19,000 items to pick from. So, Tom, I'm going to go shopping for you. I might not buy anything for you. I might just get the knife sharpened. Because they do that there, too. But great place to check out for holiday stuff on Erie Boulevard across from Texas Roadhouse.
My psychiatrist said they got to take the knives away from me. I'm only allowed to use the plastic ones. They hide them from me.
That makes sense. Everything's a stew. No more meat you have to cut.
Right. I just lump it in there.
There you go.
All right. It's our pleasure right now to talk with Neil Carr. He's the Vice President of Prime Heating and Air. How are you, Neil?
Doing well, guys.
Good. You all heated up for the season?
Yeah, things are rolling.
That's great. What do you do as a vice president over there? Who do you work with, and what's your background?
That's a pretty big title. That's impressive.
Yeah, well,
VP.
Titles are titles.
Yeah.
So basically, my role at Prime is the operational side of things, in the office, scheduling, customer follow up, taking all the calls in, getting our techs where they need to go, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then working with Dwayne, my brother, who's the owner, and just kind of keeping things rolling.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
We're in the heating season.
It's getting colder.
It's cool out.
Yeah, and it's cool out. That's
Right.
what I meant to say. Yeah.
Right.
So lots of, probably service calls, things like that.
Yep.
If somebody calls you, do they get you, or is it, we'll be there in a week?
No, they get us, and we always try to get there as quickly as possible, same day, next morning type thing.
Right.
Depending on what the situation is, what the weather is, what our schedule's like,
Sure.
where we're getting. So, but we do a good job. We've been good so far this year, getting to people pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. So a lot of it is just no heat, dirty filters.
Right.
Making sure customers are changing filters. Furnaces will overheat. They'll trip out. and then they won't restart on their own. You got to reset them, kind of thing.
Okay.
So yeah, there's little things. Yeah, making sure you got your maintenance done. That's always important too.
So I had a couple of questions. The first was going to be, how important is it to put moisture back into the house at this time of year?
It's all preference. If people, if they deal with a lot of static electricity, dry skin, that kind of thing, putting some moisture back in the air is good. Whole house humidifiers.
You have something that'll effectively do that?
Yeah, absolutely. For 4 stair systems.
Okay. Does that help your breathing, Tom?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
helps with breathing, helps with allergies, that kind of thing. It doesn't dry, you get those dry nasal cavities and stuff. It's rough. Yeah.
I'm drinking water all night long, and then I'm peeing 55 times, and it's not the prostate. It's because my mouth is so dry. I'm all dried out.
Thanks. All the listeners are now picturing Tom peeing 55 times. Thanks, Tom.
Yes, it's a nice visual.
Yeah, throwing a whole house humidifier on there, getting some moisture back in the air helps temper some of that stuff for sure.
And then do you have devices that take out viruses and colds and things like that? What are those called?
There's whole house air purifiers that can go into forced air systems.
You sell and service those? Or?
We install them. A lot of the one that we like to use by iWave, it doesn't require a lot of service. It's kind of, you put it in and it does its own thing.
Right.
I always recommend people, if they're interested and they call us or reach out, I'll send them some links to some websites to read up on it and do some research, on their own, and what's being claimed is being done, and all their, and all the material that backs up their claims and all that's on their websites and stuff. So I like to give that to people to do some reading.
Yeah, when people go online to Prime Heating and Air, they see lots of great reviews. Did you write those yourself? How does that work? Because sometimes
they were expensive to get.
Okay. Yeah. Well, when you look online, people tend to be frankly honest. And a lot of the reviews, people can even get angry. Yours seem to be more like your mom wrote them, and I say that tongue in cheek. But how
more
is
often
it that,
than not, sure. We obviously we get the ones where they're not happy with us. A lot of times it's my thing with those, if they're not happy, is a lot of times they didn't give us a chance to correct the issue or let us know that there was an existing issue after we were there, kind of thing. So we didn't know. When we go in there, our guys go in there, they're going through the operations and they find something not working and they fix that. Sometimes you got to fix one thing, to get things going again, and that'll lead you down the road to if there's another issue. And I understand that, people are paying money to have us come out and fix things. And sometimes if it doesn't get fixed on the first call, it can be frustrating. I understand that completely. We do everything we can to get it fixed right the first time. And if we've got to come back, we do what we can to take care of
most people seem real happy.
Yeah. Our customers have been fantastic. They've been really great to work with. They're loyal, which is great. We can't say enough about our customer base here in Syracuse. They keep calling, they keep having us back, and they write great things about us, a lot of times, and put it out on the web, and we can't thank them enough.
Yeah, I think, Tom, people are loyal when they feel like they've been taken care of.
Yes. Yeah.
They don't jump around and stuff. And, heat goes out. That's a problem.
No, it's a big deal.
It's stressful. Yeah, absolutely. Especially this time of year.
Yeah. I was having a little trouble. I called Neil and, the heat wasn't turning on for some reason. We still don't know why. Guy came and, same day, later in the day, and took care of everything and said, everything's working. We don't know what you were doing. It seems to fire up for us, and it's been working ever since.
Yeah.
But I think that's important. Okay, good. Well, thank you so much. We'll send people your way. 802-4287, 802-4287, and the big zip code of area code 315. PrimeHeatandAir.com, PrimeHeatandAir.com. Thank you, Neil.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Happy holidays. If I don't see you.
Yeah, you too. All right, Sheila Ostrom's coming up next, owner of Senior Home Care and Alzheimer's Solutions, right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Gettys Federal Savings and Loan and Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back at it again. You've got the holiday edition of the local show. And I don't mean that we're on holiday. I mean, we're kind of in holiday mode, right? A couple weeks away, and that's what's going on. We're broadcasting from the Zoe Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. And it kind of snuck up on everybody, I think, with the holidays due to the COVID thing, and then it's hard to believe we did have a kind of a non-COVID last year, right? Or were they still pushing it?
In and out and up and down and here and there. And there's waves of these things.
It seems like, this year it wasn't so much worry about that, but it was like, all of a sudden, hey, the holidays are here. Everybody can gather. Everybody can do this, that, the other thing.
You remember our parents used to say, you get older, the years go by quicker.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, Mom, yeah, Dad. And it didn't seem like that when you were 10.
Golly. No.
Turning 12 was like forever away.
Right. And
now, boom, here we go.
Yeah. I wanted to talk about something that's a very serious thing that is happening, and it happens during the holidays, and people should be aware of it. And I'm hoping that we can bring some resolution and some light over it. And that is coat swapping. Coat swapping is a real problem. I went to a huge party, and I came back with the wrong coat. Uh-oh. Somebody had my nice coat, and I had theirs. And I don't know if you've ever grabbed the wrong coat and tried to put it on, and it just feels like, I don't know, you want to crawl out of your skin. It's like, wait a second, this is not mine.
So what's the solution? What is the answer to this?
I don't know what it is, folks, but you really have to monitor where your garments are when you go to holiday parties.
Yeah. Can you imagine anyone wearing my coat,
yeah,
Tom?
well, you're so huge.
Right, you'd be able to put it on and you'd look like, Cousin Ed from the end of like this thing. So maybe, Tom, you should invent a chip. A micro chip that goes into the coat, and you can find your coat. Because
coat swapping, it's horrible. Yeah. And then the one that I put on, I was in an event, and then the one that I put on, I was like feeling the buttons, and they were like almost falling off.
Right.
And I'm like, this is not mine.
So someone ended up with
my beautiful pea coat that's like almost brand new. But anyway, I got it swapped back, and I got
perfect.
So what do you do? Who do you call?
Well, my wife knew the people at the party, so she put out an APB on it.
Wonderful.
Have you ever missed a coat, like something's gone and you can't find it? And you think, did I leave it somewhere? Something like that. That's almost as bad a feeling.
Yes, no coat swapping, folks. Hey, Sheila Ostrom is here with us. Perennial favorite here at the show, owner of Senior Home Care and Alzheimer's Solutions. How are you, Sheila?
I'm good. I'm dressed for a holiday.
Yeah, you really do look like you're going to a party. You're always.
I am tonight.
Yeah, there we go. So our YouTube folks can see Sheila on our YouTube station see the stream and see that Tom and I are very drabbily.
Oh gosh, I look so bad on the YouTube. I think people should go to YouTube just to see how ugly I am.
I don't think that's true.
It's the truth.
No, I agree with you.
Good.
Tom.
Yes, I know. It's terrible. Go ahead, Sheila. Tell us a little bit about what you do at Senior Home Care. A lot of people will ask me, do they just take care of people with Alzheimer's?
No, we help take care of all kinds of seniors. Mm-hmm. And especially at this time of year. This is a really busy time of year. Everyone's come home for Thanksgiving. They're coming home for Christmas. We have a lot of, and Hanukkah as well at the same time. So we have a lot of families that come home and go, oh, things aren't quite the same as they used to be.
Yeah.
I think my mom or my dad might need just a little bit of help. So this is a busy time of year for us. Mm-hmm. And we can help seniors stay in their home as long as possible. And we do light housekeeping, meal preparation, doctor's appointments, changing sheets, laundry, all those types of things that they need.
Right.
Engagement, taking them out to see things, all that kind of stuff.
How much time a week does an average, if there is such a thing, person receive from one of your caretakers?
It really depends on the client and what their needs are. We have some people that are only with us 1 day a week for 3 hours, and then we have some that are 3 hours every day.
Okay.
We have a few 24-hour accounts. But they are, it just depends on what they need.
Sure. And, and of course, the big fear was the whole COVID thing last year, the year before, and all that. Now they're talking about flus being really bad.
Flu is rough right now. We have a lot of people with flu.
Really? Do you take the seniors out to get their flu shot?
Oh, yeah. We've done lots of that.
Yeah.
We took everybody to get their COVID shots, too, and we had to do that.
Gotcha, yeah.
And we would literally, when the appointments would open up, we'd all be on the computer all at the same time getting different appointments. We had it down to a science.
Well, you need someone to advocate for you. People need someone in that space. Now, you have some Alzheimer's dementia training, and I know Alzheimer's is a kind of dementia, but you have some training coming up for people that maybe have family members in that space, or
Absolutely. We actually do dementia training all over the country. And during COVID, a lot of that turned virtual. And we had to rework how we did it because it's a very hands-on live training.
Yeah.
So we do that every month. We do a virtual training via Zoom, but it's live. So it's not a recorded training.
Gotcha.
And it's a 6-hour training on working with people who have dementia. And this is good for family caregivers, friends who are helping out with their friends or family members. It's good for people who work in different places and facilities, senior apartments, and it really helps give you tools that you can use right away to really do a better job of working with someone who has a type of dementia such as Alzheimer's.
What will they learn?
So our training is all based upon the approach of Teepa Snow, and Teepa Snow is a worldwide guru on dementia training. And we learn about approach and the changes in vision and all these things that no one talks about that comes along with a diagnosis of different types of dementia. So we do a lot of that, and it's very interactive. You get to ask a lot of questions, and then we also have our support group, which kind of backs that up every Tuesday that people can log into as well. And we talk to different families and try to come up with solutions.
A lot of people in my age bracket and Steve's talk about, they'll say things like, geez, I think I'm getting Alzheimer's, because they forget this and that. How do you know if you're heading in the wrong direction and you might need to seek, counsel?
Well, the thing that's different with someone who's got a normal brain and is aging normally is if you forget your keys, or you've lost your keys, you actually can backtrack and find them. You can go, okay, well, I was here, I was there, and go back and try to look for them that way. Okay. Whereas if you don't have a healthy brain and you have some cognitive impairment, you can't backtrack to figure out your keys. You can't recall seeing them if it was a week ago or a month ago.
Okay, am I doomed? Because Tom, I'll walk from the bedroom. I'll walk
going into a room,
into the room, and I go,
"Why am I here?
Why am I here?"
Yep.
I do that too.
Yes.
And I'm doing that more frequently.
Yep.
I'm getting scared.
And that's normal part of aging to to walk down to that room and go, I came in here for something. What was it? And you'll leave the room, and then eventually you'll remember.
Yeah.
If you're having cognitive impairment, it won't come back.
I had a conversation with a buddy of mine, and we were kind of going through people we've seen and this and that, and I couldn't remember the names of people, and these are people that I know really well. Is that bad?
It's normal part of aging, and that is something we talk about in the training. Is normal and not normal. You have a real problem when the remote and the phone are the same thing.
I
use
see.
the phone for the TV, the remote for a phone. That's a big sign, and we see that a lot.
So people can get info.
Yes, right at our website,
SyracuseSenior.com.
Yes, and we have a virtual training on December 14th from 10 to 4, January 10th from 10 to 4, and we are doing a live training on January 17th from 9 to 3.
469-1000.
Yes.
Sounds like a radio contest. 469-1000.
Yep. Just call us.
Okay.
There we go. Thank you so much, Sheila, and you have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thanks, you too. Happy holidays to everyone.
You got it. Kicking off hour number 2 of the local show, we'll have conversations with attorney John Murphy, owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. Pat Winslow stops by and talks everything hot dogs. General manager of Hides of Liverpool, and Linda Ryan is the director of business development at the Syracuse Regional Airport Authority. Stick around. Hour number 2 starts really soon.
It's The Local Show on News Radio 570 WSYR, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back and welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is hour number 2 of The Local Show. Get ready for engaging interviews with attorney John Murphy, owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. Pat Winslow stops by. He's a real hot dog. We'll talk about Hides of Liverpool. And then Linda Ryan, the Director of Business Development at the Syracuse Regional Airport Authority. And we'll see what's cooking over there. We're broadcasting from the Zoe Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. And then we say, how are you there, John Murphy?
I am doing great. I don't know what I'm doing with that list of laudatory people, but I'm happy to be here nonetheless.
Oh, no, you're much brighter than all of us. You're the smartest guy in the room.
Well, and that's damning with faint praise if there ever was.
How's things going? How's the holidays shaping up for you?
Wonderful, wonderful. We had, I actually put this in our newsletter for our care clients. We had about 18 people, and not all of my children were home, but my son who's in the Navy got to be home. And
oh, nice.
And my sister and brother-in-law were there. We haven't had them with us for a long time, and 2 of their kids. So it was really great. We had a great Thanksgiving.
Are you a grandfather yet?
I am not.
Okay, good. I hate to think of you as a grandfather. I hate to think of me as a grandfather.
I'd like to think that I'm more grandfatherly in my approach to life, and I think that's a good thing. But I haven't had that blessing yet.
How long have you been an attorney?
I've been an attorney about 35 years, probably.
Wow, that's quite a bit, huh, Steve?
Yeah, that's as
long as you've been in marketing.
Yeah, no, that is a long time. You mentioned a care client. Explain what that is, because folks may not know what that is.
Oh yeah, so our clients who do trust with us and clients who have had loved one in a nursing home and done Medicaid planning with us, we have what we call our client care program, which is continuous access to reliable expertise. It means they can call us anytime. We're not going to send them a bill if we need to talk to their financial planner about something. If they have general questions on their trust or their Medicaid, they need to meet with us. None of that's, there's no charge for that. It's covered under the annual fee. And we meet with them every year to update their finances, see where things are going, how's things with the family, there been any big changes, just so we can stay on top of it. You know, it's like everybody has a car, you have a furnace, you maintain that every year to make sure it runs when you really need it, right? That's the same thing with estate planning and with the Medicaid people. We want to make sure it's up to date and it's going to work for you when it's needed. These things should not be stagnant.
So our clients, most of them clients for life.
Yeah. Yep. Most people, we have about 350 families in our care program at this point in time.
Wow. I didn't think it was that many.
Yeah. And we meet with them every year. And you guys know we have 2 annual events.
Yes.
Whereas a luncheon, and it's not about me, it's about them. And we bring in speakers and topics that might be important to them, fraud against seniors and different programs are available for seniors that may not work with our clients, but they may know somebody.
Yeah, that's very good. I know that Steve and I enjoy it because, we get to eat. Yeah. And it's a lunch. That's good for us.
Yeah, and we're able to do it in a couple of really nice places. The Embassy Suites down here and then the
Clayton Harbor Hotel in
that's beautiful. Clayton, New York.
Yeah, good stuff, man. So when do you think people should start planning? Are the holidays a good time to say, hey, look, we got the family together. Maybe we should go visit Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts?
We get a lot of times that people say, my kids were in and they said, I got to get this done.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
A lot of times the children are the impetus. Sometimes the kids will notice changes in mom or dad because they haven't seen them in a while.
Yeah.
And it's more obvious than maybe people who are around mom and dad all at once. There's never a time not to have your ducks in a row, so to speak. Right. A lot of people say, well, I'm not ready for it or I don't need it yet. And there's a Yiddish phrase, and I use it at my workshop all the time. Man plans, God laughs. Right? So your schedule may be different than what the actual schedule is. We all know of people that things have happened. Say, oh my goodness, how did that happen?
Right.
We have a client, wife wasn't feeling well, went to bed. She's probably in her mid-50s, woke up, had a massive stroke. 8-9 months in the hospital and rehab, and she can't use the left side of her body. Essentially,
oh my goodness,
can't speak. Wasn't in the plans.
Yeah.
But those things happen to people, and if you have the right planning in place, we will have that covered from a legal end. There's social and other things that go into all those things.
How do people figure out what the right planning is?
It's part of our process, right? We're not a one-size-fits-all. If you call my office, first thing we do is we're going to put you through in connection with a case manager. They may not be available right then, but we'll schedule a call at a good time. And those are people I've trained. They've been with me many years. They can get down the basic information, and they'll have a pretty good idea of what plan fits your needs. Hey, I want to make sure that I don't lose my home to long-term care. Well, that's going to be an asset protection trust.
Right.
I've got really good long-term care insurance. I just want to keep my family out of probate. I don't want them to go through the court system. I did that for my parents. It was a nightmare. That might be our probate avoidance trust. Or, we're starting a new family. We're young. You need a will that has a guardian in there. The most important thing you're ever going to do is name somebody to take care of your children if you can't. So there's different needs for everybody, and the case managers will fit you in right there and then get you started in the process.
And does that cost money? Do people have to pay for that?
The case manager meeting on the phone, no. Mm-hmm. Okay, but we do charge for our initial meetings in the office. It's $250. That'll give you about an hour of time. And when you pick your plan, we're going to use that as the down payment.
Okay, so they're not losing it.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, if you don't go forward, that pays us for our time when, they could have been working for other folks, but we're happy to sit down and talk to you, but it just covers our time. But
why would people go to an attorney that doesn't specialize in this?
They're not aware of the depths of things that need to be covered. You wouldn't go to your general practitioner to have a heart surgery. But people think that lawyers can do everything, and legally we can, right?
Right.
But they're just like I would not anymore try to do a personal injury case because I don't know it anymore. People who don't do this shouldn't do this. There's just too many nuances and things that go into play.
You teach some of this too.
We do. We teach other attorneys and CPAs, financial planners through a company called National Business Institute. We're on their faculty list, and we've done some other workshops and things. Yeah.
So no workshops coming up in the near term, right?
No, we don't. It's always hard. Thanksgiving, I know it's always the last before Thursday, but it seemed really late this year.
Yeah.
And then the holidays just kind of got away. And we're growing again. Still, seems like we're changing offices all the time.
Right. Well,
we're moving into a new office in Watertown. We have an office up there, so we're very, very busy. And we'll be back in January doing workshops. But you don't need to wait to a workshop.
Yeah, because you can have these calls with your care people, right?
Yeah, that's with our case managers.
Case managers, yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing I wanted to ask you, for long-term care, what's the average price if you get find yourself in long-term care these days?
Well, locally it's going to be a little over $500 a day.
You're kidding.
Maybe more.
Tom, that's $15,000 a month. I did the math.
Yeah. Well, plus New York State generously has a 6.89% surcharge on top of that. So you're going to look at about $16,000 a month. So what I would tell you, Tom, is and let me roll this in.
Yeah.
The cost of probate on average is about 5%. So if you die with a $200,000 house, on average, it's going to cost your family $10,000 just to go through that process. Mm-hmm. But for less than half of 1 month in a nursing home, for about 14 days in a nursing home, you can have a plan that will protect your house from long-term care, keep your family out of probate when you're gone, and protect the assets you leave to your children so they don't go to an ex-spouse or creditors and wind up with your grandchildren.
Interesting. We're going to unpack that a little more. Folks, stick around. He's a wealth of knowledge. It's attorney John Murphy, owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts, and he's here on the local show for segment number 2, coming right up on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's great that you're here during the holidays. Boy, I did it again. I've noticed that I have this terrible habit of saying, like I'll say, hey, welcome back, and and it's da. There's no da on the end of and. It just ends, right? A-N-D.
Unless you're counting, and a 1, and a 2.
Ta-dum-tum.
He's right, though. It's crazy. And, I listen, I hyper-analyze my speech patterns, and I don't like it. But I hope you do, folks. Better my speech patterns than Steve's.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
That's wicked true, Tom.
Isn't it?
Totally.
There you go. We've been talking with attorney John Murphy, and we're going to continue that conversation. Continue that conversation. Owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. You can see them at safeharborwillsandtrusts.com. And there you go. So what were we talking about before we left, Steve? Do you even know?
We were talking about lawyers.
Yes, we were. You know what I wanted to ask? You have a special person over there that seems to be ultra knowledgeable on everything, because you were talking about case managers and things. What does Marie do over there?
Marie does a little bit of everything. So Marie started with me when I started my firm just doing this stuff about 9 years ago. Mm-hmm. And chief cook and bottle washer.
Really?
If you would. Yeah. She
seems to know everything about everything.
Well, she's been with me from the start.
Yeah.
And, she loves meeting with clients, and that's probably her favorite thing. And, she helps review documents after they go through to make sure we got the I's dotted, T's crossed. She runs the numbers. She does personnel, the den mother, whatever.
Yeah.
And the care program too, right? She's doing some things with
We're
that?
moving her into the care program. She's getting to a point where she wants to maybe step out of some of the day-to-day stuff more and take care of the people that have taken care of us for so many years.
Sure.
And she'll be great in that role.
Excellent.
So Tom, I have crafted a list of trick questions to ask
you
the
have
attorney.
questions, yes. And the folks, hopefully, these are questions that are probably on your mind.
Yes.
And Steve is going to reiterate them.
Yeah, question number 1. You ready?
Okay.
Sure.
There we go.
Why does Tom keep complaining?
Well,
There's a number of reasons.
And
Biggest mistake people make?
not doing something. Waiting. Procrastination is the biggest mistake. Because what most people don't realize is they already have an estate plan in place.
Yeah.
It was made by the state of New York.
Oh, goodness.
And your money may wind up where you don't want it to go.
Right.
Gives me chills when he said that.
Here we go. Question number 2. The difference between a will and a trust.
I don't know if we have enough time in this segment. Mostly wills require your family. In order to use a will, it has to go through the probate process. Probate is actually Latin for prove the will. Okay, so wills cannot be used by your executor unless a judge has approved them. I like to say authenticated. They're not looking for who gets what.
Right.
Was a will done correctly? Did the right people get notice? What do you mean the right people? Well, if you've disinherited a child, the child, even though they're not getting anything, is entitled to have a copy of the will that says they're not getting anything.
Okay.
Now, you don't have to be afraid because they're not entitled to that till you're dead. Okay.
Yeah.
But they still get that. And if you can't find the child, it's going to slow it down. Trusts avoid all of that. Trusts keep things private. Wills make things public.
Okay. How does a will protect people from long-term care?
It does not.
Ever?
Ever.
Never?
Nope.
Okay. Do all trusts protect people from long-term care, or just some of them?
No. Revocable trusts do not protect your assets from long-term care. Only an asset protection trust does. Simple reason is this. With a will, you still own all your assets. If you own all your assets, you'd be expected to use those to pay for long-term care. With a revocable living trust, you have access to all your assets in the trust. You can do whatever you want with them. So Medicaid or the nursing home would say, well, you need to pay your bills. With an asset protection trust, the trust says, no, you can't use it for certain things, including long-term care. And therefore, that makes it protected. Now, it's fully protected from long-term care 5 years after you put things into the trust. Okay, so it's not 5 years from when you do the trust. You actually have to move your assets into that trust.
Okay. So I'll ask a question off of that one. A family member's in a nursing home. We're stuck. We're going to lose it all. There's nothing we can do.
Absolutely not. We can save money even if you're in a nursing home. We're not going to save as much as if you had been proactive, but we can generally save at least 50%, sometimes more. There's different rules if you're married, not married, if you have children living in the house, different things. But if someone's in a nursing home, call us. You'll be surprised, you'll be shocked how much money that we can protect, even though they're already there.
Okay. Trusts are just for rich people.
Could not be more false. Okay,
That's a biggie. Wait a minute. So say that again, because isn't that the perception though?
It is, because back in the day, right, harkens back to the robber barons and trusts and things like that, the family trust, the Rockefellers, the Kennedys, right? But our society has changed. It used to be that the middle class people didn't have to worry about long-term care. You didn't live that long. And when you got sick or had a heart attack, you died.
Right.
You know, in 1965, my grandfather walked out of our house and fell down on the lawn. By the time my father got to him, he was dead from a heart attack.
Oh, that's terrible.
Okay.
That's tragic, John.
Yeah,
Sorry.
he was 65.
Oh,
my
golly.
dad is now going to be 84.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's your point. Yeah.
Life expectancy and medicine keeps us alive much longer.
Right.
And it's not necessarily when we're the healthiest. So now our concern is not dying. That's the easy part from a financial standpoint, from a legal standpoint. It's that long-term care cost. So that's new. That's where trusts have evolved, Steve. The trusts were there now to protect our assets from that biggest threat to your life savings, which is long-term care at $16,000 a month for an average of 30 months.
Why does it have to be so much, John?
Well, break it down to an hourly rate. $500 a day divided by, I'm going to use 25.
Yeah, go ahead, Tom, do the math.
$20.
Oh, wait.
It's $20 an hour, $25 an hour, right? $25 an hour, heat, lights, gas, food.
Sure.
It's not expensive for what you get. It's just every day, right? If you're going to pay
right,
for that
right,
at home,
for
it'll be
a
at least
long time.
$25
Okay,
an hour.
next question. Here we go. Give the money or the house to the kids. That way, the nursing home won't get it.
Well, not necessarily, because the nursing home might sue your children to get it back. Okay? And the worst thing about giving your house away is you've given up control. If you give your house to your children and you want to sell it, it's not your choice. If you give your house to your children and your child dies before you do, your daughter-in-law or son-in-law, who maybe you don't get along with very well, might own your house. If everyone's on the same page and you decide to sell the house, your kids are probably going to have to pay capital gains on the sale because it's not their house. Okay?
Wow. But what if they put their name on the checking account and the bank account? So they put the kids' names on those. Does that help it, make it worse, better?
That does not protect it from long-term care. Was it your money when it went in? Yes, then it's your money now. Is your Social Security on it? Social Security number on it? Yes, that's your money. And the problem is if you give money away to the kids 4 years from now, you go to a nursing home and say, I need that money back. They're going to make me ineligible for Medicaid. What do you mean need the money back? We have a roof.
Yeah, right.
I have a new car.
If people have hear what you said and go, oh my gosh, I did that, can they reverse course or is it too late?
No, we have people right now. We're doing a trust and the kids already had the house. We're going to take the house back from the kids and put it in the trust. And it's still protected. The 5 years is already run for Medicaid. That's still in place because the house didn't come back to the parents and then into the trust. The house went from the kids to the trust.
I'm sure that you people listening are generating.
You people, Tom?
Yeah,
you people?
you folks. You're generating more questions in your head, and you can ask those questions to Attorney John Murphy on your own time. Okay, owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trust, right there. Thank you, John. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you, Tom, and I look forward to hearing from you how things are going at Newhouse in the remedial program.
Yes, as I get more training. Yeah, so we'll need that. All right, coming up next, we're going to talk with Pat Winslow. He's the general manager of Hides of Liverpool, right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Gettys Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back at it again. Happy holidays, everybody. Hope you're having a great time and you got your Christmas shopping done and you've gone to all the local businesses that Steve and I talk about right here on the Local Show, right? There's a lot of people, a lot of places you can go get stuff.
Oh my gosh, it is. And I get Amazon, but I don't get Amazon.
Yeah.
Right? Don't you want to go somewhere and touch it, feel it, smell? I don't know.
Ask questions.
Yeah, and granted, of course, I'm not a fan of going to big shopping places and things, but I want to, I don't know. I just, we were down in New York City a few weeks ago to look at some electronic equipment, camera equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go on the catalog, see it all online, but you can ask the experts. You ask questions. You can see it. It's a
Right.
different experience.
It is. I ordered, I ordered some soundproofing material, and I was working on my studio at home, and I bought like 3-4 boxes of this stuff. After I researched it for, I want to say, several hours.
Right.
And even after researching it, it arrived. I unpacked it, and I said, "This stuff is junk.
Isn't that frustrating?
I really don't want it, but I'm not going to send it back. It's
Right.
I got to stick it on the walls, whatever." But so you're stuck with it. But my point is, if you're out there at a business, you can touch it, feel it, and all that stuff. Now you don't want to go touch and feel Pat Winslow, but you can touch and feel the food, and that is over at Hyde's of Liverpool. He's the general manager. Pat, how are you, buddy?
I am good. How are you guys doing?
Very good. It's good to see you. Unfortunately, I think the last time we saw you, it was bright and sunny out, and now we're wintertime, so here we are.
It's always bright and sunny in Syracuse.
It's always bright and sunny at Hyde's.
At
I don't
Hyde's,
know.
it
I got a
is.
smile on my face when I'm in line over there. How about you?
There's some great things going on. First, give people just a little background on yourself so they know who we're talking to here.
Background, Army for 22 years, retired, and found myself at Hyde's of Liverpool since 2010. And it's been a blast for the last 12 years.
Yeah, you whipped that place right into shape.
Oh, you better believe it. You better believe it. A lot of policies put into place.
Yeah, that's great, man. So how long has Hyde's been around, by the way?
Hyde's has been around. The name has been around since 1886. The restaurant itself, where it stands right now, since the 1930s. So it's been around for a while.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Tell us, what else is on the menu other than Frank's and Coney's?
Well, you got Frank's and Coney's. You got your Phillies. We do
Okay.
have one of the best Phillies.
For those YouTube streamers, you can see the sausage sandwich and the Philly here, which I'm going to take, which Tom.
Yeah, just so
Is
we're clear, they're
my
not YouTube
favorite.
streamers. They're not streaming. They're watching
Tom,
the YouTube video.
I'll just talk. You explain. You be my translator.
So for those of you who are watching on YouTube,
That's what I said.
we are streaming to you, or now
All
it's
right.
not
So,
streaming.
Pat,
anymore.
keep talking. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So Philly steak. He's showing you a Philly steak.
Well, that's my favorite because when I was in the Army, I ran a couple companies in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And ate at several of their famous cheesesteak places. And when I got here, the Philly was one of the first things I sampled, and it was unbelievable. Now, because it's cooked on the same grill as the hot dogs, and we put a special seasoning on it.
What's that special season?
I can't tell you.
Okay.
But also, but also we have our SOPs, our sausage from Gianelli,
Right.
which are also a hit. So if you're not a Frank and Coney guy, you can come in and try the Phillies or the SOP. And we got other stuff like chicken tenders and fried pickled chips. So we got we got a variety of stuff.
And are your French fries, are they like made from a fresh potato? Is that it?
Well, now our French fries, back in the old days, we used to cut our own French fries, but obviously the times have changed, and it's just gotten faster.
Time consuming, yeah.
Yes. So our fries are great. They're a coated fry, but they are phenomenal.
Excellent.
More than a hot dog place, Tom.
Yes. Right, it is.
Right?
It's definitely more than a hot dog place. Do you stay open all winter?
We're
Forget.
open. Yeah, we're open every day except for Christmas, New Year's, and Thanksgiving.
Good golly.
Yeah.
So all the way through winter. So people can have a summertime experience and get all this great food in the dead of winter.
Oh, in the dead of winter. I mean, we're trying to come up with a concept where you don't have to wait in line outside. There's some plans in the works. Future details to unfold.
Underground tunnels.
Pretty much, yeah. We're gonna,
Put the whole village of Liverpool under a lid.
yeah, we're going to get you from point A to point B without having to be out in the elements.
So, Tom, they did bring, for the people, they're not streaming, we're streaming.
We're streaming,
They got popcorn.
I didn't know
stuff
you had
here.
popcorn.
They got holiday cookies. They got breads.
Well, hold on. That's not popcorn.
That's not popcorn. That looks like rinds.
That's puff corn.
Puff corn.
And
Okay.
we're the only ones that sell it, and we home make it. And
What is it?
It is a Hullis popcorn. And
A
we make
what?
it in
A
house.
what?
A Hullis popcorn.
What's
It doesn't
a
have-
Hullis?
It doesn't have the kernel.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yes.
So and it
Hullis.
melts in your mouth, and it's made right there in our kitchen at Sweet Treats.
Ooh, I might have to try
Okay,
that.
Tom, I'm throwing it on
Yes.
Tom's table
That's
because
good.
that'll be good for your diverticulitis, Tom.
Yeah.
That's the gift that keeps on
Actually,
giving.
there's no husk or what is it? A hull or
Oh, yeah, it's a Hullis popcorn.
A
yeah.
Hullis, yes.
Yeah.
Very nice. About Sweet Treats, I heard a rumor, and I don't know if I believe it, that it's going to stay open all through the winter
It's gonna stay
or
open.
for a while.
Well, it's going to stay open. We're going to test it out. We're going to keep it open through Lights on the Lake.
Oh, yeah.
We're hoping to bring people in. We have ice cream. We do have some baked goods in there. but who doesn't want a banana split in December?
Oh, yeah. That's great, man.
Me, because I don't like bananas.
Right over there at Sweet
Well,
Treats.
you can get a banana split minus the bananas.
Perfect.
I didn't know you didn't like bananas because I don't like bananas.
Really? We
Yeah.
are more alike than anybody
Yeah.
we want to admit.
My sister used to tease me all the time. She would eat a banana really slow in my face, and I'd be like,
what is it you don't like about it?
the texture
Yes!
and the smell.
Tom,
I don't know.
Tom, we're bonding in an unusual way. This needs to stop. Isn't that right?
Oh, I just don't like it, man. I don't know what it is. And I know they're supposed to be good for you and all that stuff. Tell me about your gift cards and your Hides merchandise.
Well, we do have a promotion going on with gift cards. Buy $25, get $5 bonus gift card to be used in the month of December or January. So we got that going on. And then we do have our retail, our shirts, our hats, our visors, our beanie caps, mustard for sale. You can come in or you can go online at hidesatliverpool.com.
What's a beanie cap?
Well, it's one of those things that keep your head warm in the winter.
So is it just like a little woolly?
Yeah.
That goes tight to your head, I think, right?
Yeah. Well, we got ones that are like form fitting, and then we do have the ones that have like the puff ball on top.
Oh,
So
okay.
depends on what your
I'm not
style
wearing
is.
that.
Yes, you are.
So this puff corn here, I see that it's caramel.
Yes.
And it's puffed corn. No husk.
Yeah.
All right. I was
That's
giving,
great,
giving
man.
the dog some hot dog.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, yeah. This is nice.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is it's not caramel corn. Because
Right.
everybody has caramel corn.
And it doesn't stick in the teeth anymore.
Yeah, exactly. That is, and it takes about an hour to make, and we make it every day. So and it's in high demand. It's something that goes on our shelf on the counter at Hides, and it doesn't stay. So we
keep making it.
Yeah,
right?
we got our baker. He's constantly making it.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, get over there.
Zoe's over here having a hot dog, Tom. She usually makes a break out of the recording studio.
Right.
But
oh, yeah, she's smelling hot
she's
dogs
smelling
and
hot
steaks.
dogs and Hides and so
all sorts of
she's
good stuff.
indulging. So gift cards are a fun. I mean, who wouldn't want a gift card?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's Hides. You got it there. You go. I mean, that's just a fun gift.
Well, then it motivates you to want to go and do that,
Yeah. I mean, it's a good concept.
Unfortunately, we got to wrap things up.
Oh, do we?
Yeah, so that you and I can eat more.
Eat some more. Okay. All right. Thank you, Pat.
You're welcome.
No, but in all seriousness, Sweet Treats open through the holiday season or till the end of Lights on the Lake, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got that going on. We got a full menu that you can get at Hides, including the Philly steaks and sausage, as well as Franks and Coney's.
That's correct.
And French fries and all that stuff. And you got Pat up there, so you can
got
go
me.
say hello.
Yes. And if you don't like bananas, we do have brownie sundaes.
Very nice.
Sweet treats.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Pat, and you have a great rest of the day.
You guys too. Thank you so much.
Okay. Linda Ryan's coming up next, Director of Business Development at the Syracuse Regional Airport Authority, right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoe Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back at it again. Happy holiday, and thank you for spending some quality time with Steve and I. I know how hard it is to carve out any time this time of year, right?
Tom,
People are hustling and bustling.
Tom.
Yes.
Didn't you have better posture? Did you get a new mattress, Tom?
No, I didn't. I did, but it was for the two daughters.
How'd it go? Tell me what you did.
Well, they came in to mattress makers with us, and the one daughter did, and she picked the one out for her sister too. But she laid on the mattresses, went from mattress to mattress to mattress, and picked out the most expensive one.
But still half.
But
the
here's
price.
the deal:
Yeah.
still half the price. Right.
So this is the one over on Bridge Street.
The one on Bridge Street, right behind Henry Wilson Jewelers,
And the factory's there.
and Charlie's daughter, who is
Suzanne.
Yeah, Susan. Yeah, she helped us out. Very nice, very patient. And my daughter rolled all over the beds. And like I say, she picked out this beautiful mattress. Now, I want to say it was only a couple, 3-4 days. And they took the old mattresses out, brought the other ones in. It was, quick this, that, and
You know
con.
who else just got some mattresses
Who's that?
from them was our friend Perry Noun at the.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Yeah, Perry.
yes. Perry, the
That's
pro Noun,
awesome.
the golf show.
Yeah, that's right.
So he did too, but that's what people are doing. I am ready to do the same thing. Now we got our food time from Charlie. Mm-hmm. But now our king bed, the tops are it's older. We're going to replace those, and I've got to get over there and do the same exact
Well, it's just
thing.
such a great process, easy process, folks. And you know why go pay all that money for like all the hype that Charlie talks about?
Oh my gosh! I mean,
really, it's so
they make
simple.
it there, they sell it there.
Yeah.
When you buy a mattress, you get a mattress. They don't sell
It was kind of cool knowing that it hadn't been sitting around. You know,
That's
it was
true.
made. It was like a pizza being boxed up and brought to your door.
That's
what it was
true.
like.
So maybe, what are we getting each other for Christmas, dear? I don't know. You know what? We hate our bed. Let's go buy some
Get a
mattresses.
mattress.
Go to Mattress Makers right on Bridge Street. Talk to a friend, Charlie, and that's the place to do it, Tom.
That's it. All right. Well, it's our pleasure right now to talk to a person who's been on the show before and an old friend of mine, and she's been in the business for quite some time now. Linda Ryan. She's the Director of Business Development at the Syracuse Regional Airport Authority. How are you there, Linda?
I'm doing great, Tom. Thank you so much for having me again.
Well, it's great to have you on. You do such a great job. You're such a professional at everything you do.
Thanks, Tom.
Linda and I met when she was at the New York State Fair, and she did a lot over there. You were there for quite a while, right?
14 years.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
And then they had a changeover, and then you went over to the airport. How long have you been over there?
I have been at the Syracuse airport for a little over 7 years now.
Gotcha. Yeah. We've done
Seen a lot of changes, right? A lot of growing over there.
Oh, so much growing.
Yeah. What is your exact title, and what do you do over there?
So I am the Director of Business Development, and I'm just going to tell you about a couple awesome things that we have going on out there at the airport right now.
What's going on at the airport right now?
Well, first can we start out by saying how much I love your mother?
Oh, there we go.
That's very nice.
So tell folks who my mother is, because they probably know.
Sure. So because of Steve, so just to back up a little bit here,
Yeah.
I went to a conference in Portland, Oregon. When I got off the plane in Portland, there was somebody playing a grand piano. They had people that were giving out samples of wine and beer, and it was just a very comforting and relaxing place to land in. And I thought, we got to do that at the Syracuse airport. And honestly, Steve was my very first call, and he said to me, Linda, I got this awesome client from the Piano and Organ Center, and he'd like to do something with the airport. And I said, oh my gosh, what a match made in heaven. So to make a long story short, we have an awesome piano and organ at the airport because of Steve and I coming up with this great deal. And his mother, Gloria, comes out and plays piano. And, she's just...
Well, she plays the organ mostly.
Oh, the
She'll
organ.
play them both,
you're
but
right.
she really likes the organ.
loves the
It's got
organ,
more
yeah.
buttons.
Take me out to the ball game.
Right.
Yeah, she just loves that. And she's such a breath of fresh air. When I'm going up the escalator, she'll wave to me as I'm going
While still
up,
playing
and-
with one hand,
while
you know.
still playing with one hand, right?
She's such a kind person.
She's
yes.
a kind person. She's tech savvy, but so we have the piano and organ, because of our relationship.
So listeners, when you're flying to the airport and you see the little old lady playing the organ there, just say, "Hey, Steve's mom." There, and
That's right. That's right.
So tell us more.
Okay, so we have a brand new common use lounge, and common use means that you don't have to be an airline club member. Anybody can enter this lounge. So I'm happy to say that construction actually started yesterday.
Oh, nice.
And it's 2,200 square feet. We have a local flair because they used a mixologist and a chef from Eden Cafe.
Okay.
And then Syracuse University students are creating the artwork. And construction should be complete by April 1st. And it's got a fireplace.
So a common use lot, that sounds common. Sounds like it's uncommon. So when do I go there? When would I use this area?
So what you're going to do is you're either going to be a member of a Centurion card or an American Express card, which gets you in for free. Or if you're military or a veteran or a student, you get in for a discounted rate.
What if you're a local show host?
You can definitely go in. You can definitely
Maybe
go
we should
in.
do the show from there.
We should do the show from there for sure. So what this is going to do is it's just adding this amazing amenity to, the passenger. It's just something
Right.
awesome that they can now, go in the lounge and sit away from the masses.
So it's like the old concierge club. You see people go when they go in, and you go, well, I'm not invited.
I mean, you
to
have
that.
to be flying, right? I mean, you just can't come in off the street and go there.
You have to be flying.
Yeah, okay.
That's right.
So that counts you out, Tom.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I fly very little.
But it's all you can eat and drink, so I figured Tom would be perfect for that.
Maybe he's
I know you
flying
have
now.
Anxiety flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Linda. That's perfect for me. What about the vending area? What's going on there?
So I'm so glad you asked about this. This is probably the coolest thing that I've ever done in my career. We ended up hooking up with Rochester Institute of Technology, College of Art and Design. And what they do is they actually do what's called a week-long charrette. They shut down the College of Art and Design for 1 week. You give them a design problem, and they come up with a design solution. So we gave them the design problem of our vending area. They came up with a design solution. We went to RIT, and they gave us 15 different presentations of what this vending area could look like, and we had to choose. It was awful. It was so difficult because they're just so amazing.
What did you choose?
We chose team number 15. His name was Quentin. And so this was just a win-win situation because not only did we use students and save $25,000 on the design, but we're creating a pre-security food area now. We were lacking food pre-security before.
Yeah, that's nice.
And a service-disabled veteran-owned business is going to be constructing this.
Excellent. Well, that's so cool.
Yeah, so real
What's
quick,
happening
is the
over
airport busy? Are people having fun? What's going on?
Yeah.
We're super busy. We're actually within 1% of our 2019 passenger traffic.
Pre-COVID, Tom.
Pre-COVID.
That's
which was
wonderful.
our record-breaking year.
Yeah.
We have 3 new parking lots, surface
Yeah,
parking
that's
lots
nice
going
too.
in. That's going to create over 900 parking spaces. So lots going on.
Excellent.
There you go, Tom.
Wonderful. Well, Linda, you're the consummate professional. We really love what you do over there. She's the Director of Business Development at the Syracuse Regional Airport Authority, and you can get a hold of her. I believe you're on the website too, right? People can look you up.
That's right, flysyracuse.com. And we're hiring.
Excellent. Sounds great. That's Linda Ryan right there. You have a great rest of the day.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks, Steve.
Steve, that's going to wrap up the show, believe it or not. Time to go do your Christmas shopping.
Great.
I want to see you out at those stores.
Great.
On behalf of the local show and Tom and Steve, God bless you and your families. Get some physical activity every day and try to help out someone less fortunate than yourself. The local show is heard every Saturday morning from 11 to 1 and then again on Sunday morning from 7 to 9. Listen together with a friend. Until next week, get down to business and keep doing business locally. Tell your friends about the local show right here on 570 WSYR 1069 FM, the iHeartRadio app, and on YouTube at Zoe Advertising 3809.